It would appear that I'm live now. I've been going for a whole 7 seconds. Um, I saw that nobody, to my knowledge, was doing anything live in the whiskey community at this time, so I figured it was okay for me to go on. I'm going to wait a few minutes to see a few people join me, and I got two already. Three. Oh, nice. Well, we got a few more people to join and see some people saying some things on the live chat. I guess I could pop that thing out so that I can have a look and see what's going on. Um, yeah, Donner Pass says hi, Quig. Hi, Donner Pass. Let me move this over to the right side so that it's more, I don't know, convenient or something. Okay. And Zach Andrews says this is the Secret Spirits Advent Calendar. That is correct. It is the Secret Spirits Advent Calendar. And I should put that in the description. Maybe I'll put that in after this whole thing has been opened and so on. I also have another package here. This one was sent from England. And I think I'm going to start with that one first, because I'm really curious to see what's in here. And the Advent calendar is something that I'm going to do blind. They just dropped mine off 10 minutes ago. Oh, that's fabulous. Good timing. No, I've had it for about a week and a half now. Okay, now this is going to be tricky because it's got a lot of tape on it. Let's go. What's interesting for the customs declaration, it says snow globes. I like that one. Snow globes. This is from the whiskey friend who I met when I went to the UK, and we went drinking in Manchester, and it was a good evening. It was a great time. And so now he's sending me some, or he sent me some samples, and I will need to send him some samples too. I can't taste whiskey this week because I have a cold or a flu or something, and so I've been drinking, lemon and berry flavored. Alan always says snow globes. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I should not rip his return or his return address, because I'm gonna send him something back. I'm definitely gonna send him some primo Canadian whiskey, the likes of which you can't get in the UK at all. Let's see. U.S. orders were caught up in customs, and I didn't think they would be here so soon. Yeah, there was a lot of noise being made about that they had to send them through Idaho or something. And well, mine got here like right on time, really early. But you're lucky. Those guys have done everything they could to get around the restrictive laws and the restrictive and archaic systems of distribution, shall we say. Did they charge a lot at customs, or did it just work out? Oh, there's Stephen Davidson saying, hello, Mr. Quigg. Hello. And Kevin Williams said something. But, oh, there he is. Tuning in from Kentucky. Fantastic. Oh, here we are. There's the box, and there's the snow globes. There's 4 of them. Nice bottles too that are in this bubble wrap. This is going to be interesting. And this here was something that was sent to. Cool. Manchester. Huh. Yeah. Okay. So I should hang on to the label for that. Let's see who else is tuning in from Kentucky. Great. Zach says, absolutely. They have They sent it through with no additional charges. Fantastic. Oh, that's wonderful. That's good. That's what you like. No additional charges for the customs. That's beautiful. Okay. This is going to be a challenge too. Oh, this is very well packed in bubble wrap. I hope Alan sees the replay of this. All right, and Donner Pass is saying, when I sent Alan samples, I said glass globes, which was true, just failed to mention they had whiskey in them. That's true. Yeah. Here we are. Glen Scotia, Campbelltown Malt Festival 2019, cast strength 5.1.3 ABV. The whiskey friend, the pleasure is in the sharing. How nice. That's one down. And this one here is Glen Scotia, Campbelltown Malts Festival 2018. Okay, so we had a 2017 and 2019 and 2018. Cast strength 57.8 ABV. The whiskey friend, the pleasure is in the sharing. Fantastic. So that's two down. I should put them somewhere easy. This one here is Lafroig 10 cast strength 58.6 ABV. Batch 11, yes. I had a bottle of the batch 10 that I picked up at the distillery, and I think this one was being produced just when I was there. Batch 11 bottled March 19th. That was bottled just shortly before I got there, but they didn't end up on the shelf yet. Pleasure is in the March 19. What good timing. Yeah. Well, that's great. And what else have we got here? And this one is Tomatin Distillery X Single Oak Pedro Jimenez 55.5 ABV, cask number 34867, bottle number 241. They distilled in the 30th of November in 2001 and bottled the 8th of May in 2019. So this is 18 years old. Well, not quite. Not quite 18 years old. The pleasure is in the sharing, the whiskey friend. Fabulous. Nice. Zach says, these all sound like fantastic samples. Yes, they look like it too. They're going to be, I will be tasting them eventually. Probably sometime early in the new year, because I can't taste anything right now because my taster and my sniffer are just clogged up and my sinuses are all messed up, and I've been drinking lemon and berry flavored cold medicine just so that I can function, and I'm full of phlegm, and it's no fun at all. And here it says cast strength Glen Scotia is fantastic. He gave me a Tomatin PX2 and I haven't tried yet. Very cool. Excellent, Donner Pass. Yes. Well, now I guess, we got a few people watching. We got 8 people watching. I suppose I can get right into this guy here. The Secret Spirits 6th annual Scotch whiskey Advent calendar. I did the Advent calendar last year, and it was quite an enjoyable experience. And this one, I hope, will be just as good. I learned a lot, especially blind tasting. You learn so much from tasting things blind. And there we go. We got this open here. Okay. Now we're gonna oh, okay. It's in a plastic bag. Get a grip on it. Okay, come on. Okay. I got it out. Here's a box. Here's the calendar. It's quite substantial. It's got some heft to it. If you look in the back corner, there's one down there too. Yeah, down there. Yeah, over there. It's being covered up by my pop-out chat, but it's there as far as I know. Yeah, it's there. It's right in the corner, right by the door. Okay, move the pop-out chat. That was the one from last year. That was the 5th edition. This one is the 6th. Okay, like so. How can I know they're easy to open. You just grab it like this. Move a couple things out of the way so that we don't send to my desk is disorganized and it's got all kinds of stuff on it, so it's a mess. Here we are. That has all the numbers on it. There's a glass, there's a pin or two, 25 samples. There's a notebook on the side. Mark Kaufman opened his not too long ago. And this is just going to give you an idea of what's in there, just to show you. Take the lining out. You got a whole bunch of bottles. You got a Glencairn glass. And yeah, 25 bottles. What does the glass look like? Oh, nice. It's got the Secret Spirits crest on it. Yeah, Advent calendar number 6. I like getting free Glencairns. They're very useful. This is a card here saying, go to www.scotchwhiskeyadvent.com, voting page, enter code, something, vote your 3 favorite Advent whiskeys. You will be entered into a draw to win the Scotch Whisky Advent Calendar 7th edition. Oh, maybe I'll do that. I'm very difficult when it comes to ranking things. Wait, what's in here? This is the little red baggie. That little red baggie, and it has in it probably a pin of some kind. Yeah. Advent calendar number 6 pin. I think I'm going to be wearing this to whiskey festivals in the near future. And that's pretty well it. We got our Glencairn and we got the bottles. I don't want to see what they are. I really don't want to see what they are because I want to taste them blind. So I'm not going to look at them. If there's a list, I'm not going to look at the list. I'm going to be shutting this up here. And that was my unboxing of the 6th edition. It's packaged really well. Yes, it is. Okay. And Steven says, I have that bottling. It's brilliant. The Glen Scotia Ruby Port. Okay. It's packaged really well. And Donner Pass says, couple more years and you will have Advent calendars to the ceiling. Yeah. Great presentation. Yeah, it is. It's nice and heavy. The envelope in the left is a postcard. Yes, postcard. And the other one I know is not a postcard, but let's see if okay, I'll open it. Yeah. And the other one is a booklet where you can put in your tasting notes, right? Yeah, there's the postcard. There you go. The distillery. I know Mark said what it was, but I didn't. Oh, it's Auchentoshan. Okay. Yeah. I know Mark showed this stuff too, and he showed the little booklet on the side. Okay, let's open that too. Why not? Show you what you're getting. Got the booklet here with talks about the dram team. Talks about it talks about all the contributors, the different whiskeys that are in here, or what they're known for. And here they're numbered, and you do your nosing notes and tasting notes and comments and stuff. And it also describes the contributors, like here, for example, Douglas Lang and A.D. Rattray and the dram team, and so on and so on. Nice. Lost Distillery. Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm already looking forward to tasting them, but I have to wait a few days. It's not quite time yet. All right. I should close this up the way it's supposed to be closed up, I think. Come on. All right. This is going to go over on the table there. All right. Now that we've had an unboxing, I can maybe enjoy a dram. Or maybe I should put this thing back in there so that I'll know which whiskey is next. Or maybe I'll leave this out just as my roadmap. So I guess I'll go like number one is this one here. So that's the first one I'm going to do when I'm looking at the box. I'm going to go, okay, second from top, second from left, number one, that'll be the first one. Yeah. Way to go. I think I'll pour myself a dram. Of course, I'm not ready. I didn't bring a glass of water, but oh yes, I have a glass, but I don't have a glass of water. So, what happened to the chat? Oh, there it is. Good to see you up, says DH Silv. Yeah, thank you. Cannot wait to open them on the first. Oh, I'm going to open them a day or so early so that the video will go up on the first. And like I did last year, the first begins a few hours west of here, a day early. So the video will be going up. Where's my calendar? You look at my calendar here. I know I've looked at the calendar many times, but I'm going to look at it one more time here. Oh. My method of cheating. Oh, thing is going. Here we are. Okay, November, December. December, the New Year's Eve is going to be a Tuesday. No. What am I doing on New Year's Eve? That's a month too late. Here we are. That's more like it. I will be recording the first one on the 29th of November, and it will go up on about 6 in the morning on the 30th of November, so that it will be December 1st somewhere in the world when it goes up. So you'll have a whole. I'll be ahead by about a day, at least a day, because it will be December 1st somewhere when the video goes live, when the video goes public. So yeah, that's the same thing I did last year. I was a little early, so people got to see mine before anyone else's. So it's not going to be on the first Zach. It's going to be on the 29th. But one per day, one per day, and then the last one will go up on Christmas Day, but I will have tasted it, I guess, Christmas Eve, the latest, or the morning before Christmas Eve. I'm just going to get myself a glass of water because I can't go dehydrated. Answer the chat, and I'll be right back. Okay. And because my sniffer and taster are completely out of whack, I can drink any old thing. Yeah. Decisions. It's so hard to decide. This one should do the trick. Maybe it'll even clear my sinuses out a little bit. We got some Elijah Craig 12 here. Will mine will be on the first? Yes. I understand, Zach. I do understand. Quig will need a new wall by the end of the year for his tubes. No, actually, they've been going kind of slow this year. My tubes have been going very kind of slow because I've had a lot of bottles. Yeah, that's Quig size. I've had a lot of samples this year, and so my wall has not been growing as fast as I thought it would. Oh, end of next year. Oh yeah, absolutely before the end of next year, because I have a lot of bottles here that are not opened, and I'm going to go through them faster as the year goes on. I'm going to go through them faster than I did this year, next year. I'm also going to make a video, I guess, just after Christmas or so, showing what I have on my bar, both opened and closed, but not the stuff that's maybe the stuff that's under the bar too. I did a live acquisitions video. What was it? 2 weeks ago, showing what I got at the annual spirits release. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And so that one's up there. If you're curious what I picked up at the spirits release, the BC Premium Spirits release, that video is up. Since then, I bought 2 bottles. I bought 2 Brewers batch 10. I think it's batch 10. It's a cask strength peated whiskey from the Yukon up in Whitehorse. And the other one was a 20-year-old. Yeah, 20-year-old Alberta Premium. And I just found out after watching one of Ben Learning's videos that Heaven Hill has bought not Alberta Premium, but the other Alberta distillery, the ones that make Black Velvet. Ah, this may clear my nose out good. Might make my throat a bit raunchy or just clear it out too. Ah, this is such a good bottle, especially when it's been open for. And it's the last one I got of its kind. It's too bad we don't get the barrel proof here in British Columbia. Really too bad. Yeah. I was first in line for the Victoria Whiskey Festival tickets. For my troubles, I got this T-shirt. It's the Dram Association, and I also I got the honor of being first, second year in a row, which is a good thing. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to keep on going here because I have opened the packages, and nobody's really saying much. We've got 20 people watching, and they're just sort of, unless I got no, I'm not. I'm ahead of the. I'm ahead of the chat. Nobody's saying anything. Well, it's okay. If nobody says anything for a while, I'll just say, okay, this was a nice short impromptu. Captain 3D, hey Quig, I'm cleaning the garage. Oh, that must be fun. You must have a lot of empty bottles to throw away. Knowing you would have a few full bottles to throw away too. Yeah. Mm. Hey, sweeping around the full ones. Yeah. You know what? Maybe my taster isn't completely damaged. Although my sniffer is. I don't know. I'm getting some vanilla, some cereal notes. Hi, says Whiskey Bent. Hi, Whiskey Bent. Get something that reminds me of modeling clay. Maybe that's because my sniffer's damaged. Yeah. There's Andrew Spirell saying, hey, everyone. Hello, Andrew. And hello to Peter White, watching Baylor versus Oklahoma. So I'm not paying attention too well. That's okay. That's okay. You know, people have priorities. I'm not going to stay on that long. Eric Waite says, I'm looking for some beard advice. Do you use any beard hair care products? Not at all. The only thing I use is Itchy Scalp shampoo. Anti-dandruff shampoo, Itchy Scalp version from Head and Shoulders, so that I don't get itchy. And it seems to do the trick. And other than that, nothing. I just shampoo it once every time I take a shower. And because I don't have much to shampoo up here, so I just do all the shampoo. Most of the shampoo ends up in the beard. I just shampoo it and work it in and rinse it out. That's it. I don't do anything else. I don't comb it. I don't brush it. I just leave it. Leave it be natural, and that's how it works. Spilled whiskey. No beard oil? No, Martin. No, I've never used beard oil. I don't see the point. I think it works fine the way it is without being oily. It's like putting that greasy Brill cream and stuff in your hair, right? That was, I guess, popular at one time. At what age could you grow a beard? Ooh. I think I had my first one. I was maybe 18. somewhere around there. I know I couldn't grow it at 16. I started shaving before the hairs grew in very well. And I think I was about, yeah, I think I grew my first one around 18 or 19, somewhere in there. Leave mine alone too, but I keep it short. I kept it short until I let this thing start to go 7 or 8 months ago because I thought it looked cool the way it sort of flared out from here. So I thought, oh, let's keep that going. The rest of it I keep short, and I don't think it needs any wax or product. Eric says, maybe moonlighting as a Santa Claus, but I need to make sure I don't smell like Ardbeg when I see the kids. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. So one solution is to drink Glenmorangie. I don't know. Yeah. No, my sniffer is still junk. I'm not getting much at all. I'm getting a little bit of cherry, a little bit of vanilla. Yeah. Yeah. Plugged up sinuses. I'm not getting much at all. 23 and it's just patchy, says Whiskey Bent. Everyone's different, you know. There's guys who are my age who can't grow a beard, just in genetics. And yeah, mine sort of came in solid. I guess was I 18 or 19 when I first grew it, somewhere in there. And I have pictures somewhere of what it looked like, and it was never patchy. It was always thick. But that's neither here nor there. I have nothing left up here, so I had to replace it somewhere, right? So it went there, and there's a lot on my chest and that. So whatever. Colder allergies. I've had allergies really bad due to the fires here in California. Yeah, I can bet. It doesn't affect my ability to smell and taste whiskey. You're lucky. This is not allergies. This is a flu or or a cold or something. On Monday morning, at the end of my Sunday night shift, that's when I started to get a little bit. I sneezed a couple times, and then when I got home, it started to run down my nose uncontrollably. So I ended up using all the Kleenex I had left, and I went and bought another box of Kleenex, and I bought 3 more boxes of Kleenex today after going out to see a movie. Now I don't usually go out to see movies, but the advertising to see this movie was pretty big, and the movie was Ford versus Ferrari, which was quite a show. It made me dizzy a few times because of all the fast action and on that great big IMAX screen. But yeah, it's a cold or a flu or something, and I've had it for since Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so 5 days. It should be leaving me alone soon. I've been going through, several things, several little packets of Neocitrin, which is this lemon or berry flavored cold symptom or flu symptom stuff. Would trade my back and shoulder hair for it. Yeah. For the beard, yeah. Okay. Donner Pass says, "How was that movie? It looks interesting." It was very good. It was quite well made, and what made me go see it was because I had seen an interview with Carol Shelby, which I was watching last night and this morning. Then I saw another movie about Carol Shelby, and I'd seen advertising for this thing for about a week or two, and I thought, yeah, that'd be interesting to see, because I'm sort of interested in automotive history. So it was fun to go watch. But like I said, I was a little bit too close to the screen maybe, and some of the crazy angles at which things were shot. It gives you a little bit of motion sickness. So I was kind of dizzy and uncomfortable and almost nauseous and sweating profusely by the time I came out. There was a lot of adrenaline in that movie, a lot of speed, and a lot of tight situations. Always could picture Quig driving a Ferrari. I had a couple of Pontiac Trans Ams in my younger years. They were fun, but they always broke down. First racing film love was Grand Prix, says Martin. And Jay Chung's here saying howdy all. Hello, Jay. Slanchava. Or actually, I should say cheers because this is a bourbon rather than a Scotch. How to Kurt says, Andy, when is the last time you heard from Cindy and what did she want to talk about? We didn't, I don't know. We talked a couple weeks ago or something. Maybe 3 weeks ago. I wasn't really keeping track. And we were just talking about something, and I don't remember what it was. And then I got a call and I had to go. So we never really completed that one. She's been posting a few things on Facebook about wanted criminals. She's showing criminals mugshots. I don't know what's up with that, but no, we haven't really been very close lately. Did they have the big thunder chicken on the hood? Well, one that I had was a formula. That was the first of those. It had, I think there was a chicken on the hood. I just know that it had a fake scoop that sort of came on to the driver's side. It had chickens on the B pillars, and there's just an A pillar and a B pillar. There's no C pillar, but there were chickens on the B pillar. Did it have one on the hood? I could check pictures. Oh, there's a picture right there. Let me see. No, I don't believe the hood had a chicken. Both cars were 1987 models. So like the chicken was like the mid to late 70s, I think. And that was a different shaped car altogether. Mine was the little hatchback. The Formula had T-tops, and it said Formula on the door. And it was a cute little car, but I had to sell it because I needed some money at the time. Okay. Cindy's older than you and time is catching up to us all. Do you think now she regrets walking out the door? I don't know. You may not know it, but she walked out on me once before that, about 16 years earlier. And I figured, fine, we'd only been seeing each other for a few months, and that was that. Great, she was gone. Then she called me back 6 years later to say that she made a mistake when she broke up with me. And we got back together. We were together for 10 years. Now I'd be really surprised to see if she calls me again for the purpose of getting back together. I doubt it, and I told her in no uncertain terms, no, I don't want to be back together. No, you made your choice. I gave you one chance. You used up that chance. You made your choice now. That's it. Final choice. Eric saying, what vintage of Trans Am did you have? I've always wanted a black 77 like the one in Smokey and the Bandit. Okay, mine were both 87s. So the Formula was the 87 and the TA was 87 as well. Both had the same 305, 305 cubic inch engine with tune port injection. Both had 345 gear rear end. Both had the Borg Warner transmission, 5-speed manual. And both had the handling package, the stiffer package, the 16-inch, the 245/50 VR16 tires, Goodyear Gatorbacks, if you remember those. And they had the wide alloy wheels and the hard suspension. And the only difference was the Formula had disc brakes in the back, and the TA had drum brakes in the back. I really liked the rear disc brakes. They were the best brakes I'd ever driven, bar none, even up to this date. But I haven't driven that many more modern cars except the Prius I drive as a taxi, which is not really an enjoyable car to drive. It's like a toaster. It's an appliance. Yeah, I don't really have any aspirations to have any fancy cars anymore. Right now, I drive a 1995 Geo Metro as my personal transportation. It's a little 1-liter 3-cylinder. It's a 5-speed, and it costs very little to own. It doesn't break often, and I just use it for bringing my groceries home and bringing my whiskey home, and going on the occasional little trip. 1 or 2 little trips a year. No farther than about 4 or 5 hours from home. And I've never been stranded by it. So I don't really plan to buy another car until 9 years from now. When I move out of here, I'm going to get myself a motorhome when I retire and travel full time. That's what I want to do anyway. Hopefully I'll have enough money. So that's it for the Trans Am. And DH Silv says, Eric, wait, you should get one and leave Persis in clouds of your smoke. Okay, I don't know what that is. Yeah, that was late 70s. Yeah, that's the chicken on the hood. Yeah, right. Andrew Leck says, my mom had a Formula when I was a kid. Thing was badass. Yeah, it was. It was fast, and it hugged the road, and it cornered and stopped on a dime, and accelerated pretty good too. Yeah, it was enjoyable, but I traded it in on a Chrysler New Yorker because the Chrysler New Yorker was more practical, and it didn't attract speeding tickets. The bright red Formula Firebird did attract speeding tickets, even if I was just driving normal. And with a brown Chrysler New Yorker, I drove the same way and nobody ever stopped me. I looked slow, so that was all right. And it was easier to drive around in town because I didn't have to shift gears. I just put it in drive and smoothly forgot about everything else. And Victoria, the town I live in, has a lot of stop signs and excessive traffic lights. But now I don't drive so much my own car. I just drive to the liquor store and back, and the grocery store and back. And well, today I went out to see a movie, so I drove to the theater and back. And that's about it. And Martin says he had an 80 Z28 or Z28 for people south of the 49th. Yeah, that was the old style still. That was the same body that they made from 1970 until, what was it, 81, I think? Something like that. I remember those. A friend of my dad's had a 75. His was a Rally Sport. And that was a neat car too. It had a 350 and it had a Muncie 4-speed. Whiskey tends to go down a lot easier when you don't have a ball and chain down your throat. I never considered that to be a hardship. Haha, says Whiskey Bent. I don't know what he's laughing about, but that's okay. Those are cheap to keep, great gas mileage. Exactly. Exactly. The only things I've ever done to it, I've had it for what, 6 or almost 7 years now. And I changed a muffler. I had one rear wheel bearing. Uh, I had um, I had a brake job done on it, and the other thing was I replaced. Well, the alternator belt snapped on me, so I replaced it myself. Walked down to the auto parts store, and I spent the afternoon installing that thing, where it was hard to reach the bolts that I had to loosen to get it. And yeah, but I got it together myself. Uh, and the gas mileage is pretty good. Yeah. And Martin says, bought my last fast car 5 years ago, a Scion FRS. Oh, I don't even know what that is. Whiskey Bent says, I assume you're from the US. Have you seen any SNUS snuff over there? I don't know what you're talking about, and no, I'm not from the US. I'm in Canada, but I can see the US from not far away from here. I can see the mountains of Washington State. I'm in Victoria. I'm on Vancouver Island in British Columbia, so I'm not in the U.S. And I don't know what SNUS snuff. I don't know what that is. Oh, Prius or Prius. Yeah, okay. Toyota, right. Yeah, okay. What is the plural? If you want to use the Latin convention, the PRII. um, if you want to use a Latin convention for spelling things. Yeah, I don't like those cars. Does the job, but it's a taxi. It's not my car. Plural for price is shit boxes. Yes, I would say that. I don't like those cars, and I like them even less that I have to drive them 60 hours a week. But they are cheap to run, and they don't break down very often. But when they do break down, they are expensive bitch to fix. Eric Waite is heading out to dinner. Have a great night. Thank you, Eric. You have a good night too. Enjoy your dinner. I should be shoving a pizza in the oven pretty soon. And DH Silv says, Jason, you clearly aren't here to save the planet. And Jay Chung says, laughing my ass at Jason Coates. Okay. Yeah. Andy, hypothetically, if something happened to your taste buds and you couldn't taste anymore, would you still consume whiskey and other spirits for high effect? I don't know. I can taste this one fine. It just my nose isn't working at the moment. So I decided to not taste any whiskeys this week because I have some rather expensive bottles that I want to open. It coming to the end of the year, and I need to get more of a nose than this. A couple days ago, I had a dram of the Port Charlotte MC01 from 2009, which I thought was one of the most amazing, fantastic, complex whiskeys I'd ever had. I didn't smell anything much from it, and I didn't taste very good. So that means I'm still not well. I'm not completely well yet. I'm getting over this, but it may take a few more days. So I'm hoping that a week from yesterday, I'll be able to taste some whiskey again. Let's see. Scion FRS, a Toyota made to look fast, but isn't at all. Oh, okay. I get it. So it's like a stripe and decal kit. um, Captain 3D says, "What is everyone whiskey to car price ratio? Did your current car cost less than you have spent on whiskey?" Yes, for us. Yes, for me too. My current car, I spent more on whiskey in the last 2 weeks than I spent on my car, on buying my car. Repairs cost maybe not quite as much as what it cost to buy the car, but yeah, I definitely my current car cost me very little, and that's what I plan to keep it that way. I don't want to. I'd rather spend money on whiskey than spend money on cars. I learned my lesson with cars a long time ago. I've had a lot of cars. I've had, let's see, a couple of Monte Carlos from the '70s. No, three Monte Carlos from the '70s. I had um, I had a Ford Escort. I had a Pontiac Sunbird. I had a Pontiac Formula. I had a what did I trade that one in on? New Yorker. I had a '64 Cadillac. I had a '65 Cadillac. I had I had an '81 Buick Century. I had Oldsmobile Omega, which was the biggest mistake ever. I had another New Yorker. I had a Ford pickup. I had a GMC Suburban, and I've had about I had my Plymouth Caravelle, which is the same as a Fury. It was an '87 Caravelle. I got a Geo Metro. I've had about 17 cars if I really counted them all. Yeah. But I'm not planning on spending any money on cars in for quite a while now because it's not worth it. The thing loses value as soon as you drive it off the lot, and it keeps losing value. But when I retire, I want to get me a little motorhome that has everything I need in it, nothing more, nothing less. And I'm just going to go wherever I want. Forget about paying rent. Forget about having a permanent address. I won't care. Maybe I can visit all of you people. Okay. Is tobacco you put under your lip? Oh, okay. Heard it made it to North America at least. Oh, okay. Okay, we're talking snuff, right? Yeah, okay. No, I never chewed tobacco or put it under my lip or anything like that. Uh, wow. Jason's coat says to DH. So I don't know. I converted my WX to a E85, whatever that is. And DH Silk said to Captain 3D, I spent $500 a month on my car payment. So yes, I spent a lot more on whiskey. $550 a month on a car payment. 2 car payments would have been more than what I spent on buying my car. Jason says, hey, Jay. Jay Chung says, hi, Phil, Captain 3D. My car's total price is definitely higher. What I pay monthly for it is sometimes less than the whiskey budget. Okay. Donner Pass says, it's getting close. Whiskey bill is probably over car value by now. Oh, yeah. My car's worth nothing. How's it going? Hey, everybody's saying hi to each other. And Martin's asking if DH Slow has driven one. Jason Coates says current car costs just under $20K, so probably similar to my whiskey collection. This does not include the $35K in mods. Oh gosh. Andy, I'm going to rephrase my question. Do you drink only for the taste, or do you also drink for the buzz? So would you still drink for the buzz if you couldn't taste? I don't know, to be honest. I have not been in that situation, so I don't know what I would do. Can't tell you. I enjoy the taste, but I also like to feel relaxed, and I feel relaxed when I drink whiskey. So maybe the relaxing feeling would be enough. I don't know. DH Silv says he has not looked at them when I was considering my next car, but just didn't like their performance. 35K in mods. Shit. Top speed 145. Wow. Went a little nuts. Top speed isn't really generally how people discuss if a car is fast. Okay. It's fast enough for me. What did you get? And 3D says there are so many cheap cars. Never need to spend much for good function if you are not a car fan. Even if you are a car fan, you can get around with a cheap car. That's what I'm doing now. Have a Hyundai 07 V6 320 235 horsepower for okay. 235, that's more than my Trans Am had. Trans Am had 220 or 215, something like that. Mine will do 168 with longer gears. It would threaten 200. Yeah, okay. But that would affect your acceleration though. And would you drive 168? The fastest I took my Trans Am up to was about 137 miles an hour, and that's what it would do flat out on a flat surface. Decided to be a bit more practical because I wanted all-wheel drive for the winters and got to a 2 Series BMW. Oh, okay. Donner Pass says Monte Carlos were a stylish ride. John DeLorean, yeah, John DeLorean might have had something to do with them. And Martin says, how do you judge performance? Okay, we're talking 70s Monte Carlos. Yeah, exactly. Jay says, not sure if this is true for every Springbank distributor, but the buyer at my local shop said the distributor for California raised prices on all Springbank products, even pre-tariff. Oh yeah, well, that's greed for you. And Martin says, well, fast is generally 0 to 60 and or quarter mile. Okay. Good for you, Quig says, loyal at start. Okay. Toyota Tundra for the snow, says Martin Calmer. Loyal says, honestly, I think it's going to work out for the best. Oh, are we talking? It depends what we're talking about. I don't know. Said even core range stuff like the 10-year, 12-year were raised. Okay. Springbank. Okay. There's Jesse. Okay. At present, driving a 92 Caprice was given to me by my dad. It has an 89 and a half plus miles with special purpose 9C1 Police 305 V8 under the hood. Beautiful car, needing very little work. The 92, that was the bubble car. The ones I liked best for driving taxi were the square ones up to 1990. Those were good cars. Only one distributor for the U.S. and Springbank. Oh, but you know what? The thing about the Caprice was they used to go through ball joints. They used to go through ball joints like you wouldn't believe. I had a couple snap on me, but that was for taxi service. Your personal vehicle would probably be a lot less abused or less driven than it's only 89,000 miles. My gosh, that's nothing. That car can go another 100 easy. Martin says 2 FRS has 4-wheel IRS disc brakes, 200 horsepower, and weighs 2,700 pounds. That's good performance. Yes, I'd agree with you. Guy said he's going to stop stocking some of the core range stuff because nobody's going to buy it at those prices. Gonna bunker a few. Okay, way to go, Jay. And Z28 had 1890. Sorry, 180. Yeah, okay. That was a 4-barrel, right? Yeah, my 305 had the tune port injection, and that did I think 215 or 220, something like that. Could use a bit more power. Modern variation of 944. Huh. That sucks big time, says, okay. I'm going to have to skip a few here. Jason would want about 300 horsepower, but that's me. You know what? I got 55. I had 55 horsepower. It gets my ass down the road. It's a little slow climbing hills when it's full of camping gear, but that's all right. TG says, hey, Food Quig, met your channel through a Reddit tunnel. Really enjoy your calm, relaxing talks on your knowledge of whiskey while you review new alcohols. Well, thank you very much, TG. And that's a sweet spot for the 944 Turbo. 0 to 60 in 5 is starting to feel slow. Well, I think the quickest car I ever had did it in about 7.5, which for my purposes, it was fine. I don't know. My car takes about 30 seconds to go to 60 miles an hour. Maybe not that bad. Maybe 20. I don't know. Quig, any challenging Speyside single malt recommendations for an intermediate pellet? Says Loyal. Craig Ellicky 13. I like that one. Have you tried the Glendronach 12? What else we got? Speyside. Yeah, I'd go for Craig Ellicky every time. And Glendronach 12. In fact, I preferred it to the Glendronach 18. I mean, okay, what I'm saying is heresy, but that's me. I can do that. I don't generally find Speysides to be challenging. I find them to be kind of straightforward and simple, usually. But that's just me. Maybe I should get a tune. I'm told the BMW engine can take a hell of a lot more boost, says DH Silv. Well, maybe. I don't know. I spent ample time in both Box and Bubble. Caprice police car was in law enforcement back in the early 90s. Loved both of them. My Bubble was like a tank. Yeah, the only trouble, Jesse, is that I found the boxy ones to be much more reliable, and the Bubble ones were just kind of heavier and slower, and not as practical. We used to take people with their bicycles all the time. People would call for a cab and they'd have a bicycle, and you could easily put the bicycle in the trunk of the square Caprice, but the Bubble car, the opening wasn't big enough to get the bike, in there. So especially if it was a bicycle with a larger frame for tall people. The boxy ones I prefer, but that's a personal thing. Consider converting a tour bus or a school bus into home instead of getting an RV or camper. They are built to last decades, safer, and will give you a better quality lifestyle over others. Well, I'll see about that. I also want fuel economy, so I want it to run on diesel, and I don't want it to be very big. I don't need something bigger than about the size of a Sprinter. But a school bus, it's bigger and more clunky and more. I want to go off road too. We'll well, we'll see. I still have time to decide. Maybe I can buy something used, uh, one that's being produced now, a diesel engine camper or motorhome. Okay. Power to weight is the true judgment if you are judging performance. Lotus Elan has a few ponies, but it's pretty quick. Exactly. Uh, okay. Next thing you know, I'm making 480 horsepower on a track suspension. Great. I'm not as open to risking a BMW engine repair. Oh no, that's a horror. And Whiskey Bent is asking if Jason is in New York City. Okay. Personally, I'll take agility over raw speed. I like cars that can corner. Yes. Yes, I do agree. And Craig Ellicky 13 is fantastic for someone who has tried a few and wants to try something complex. Yes, absolutely. It surprised me. It's not expensive either. In Manhattan, but Manhattan, Kansas. Okay. Jesse says, tried Talisker 10-year about 2 weeks ago and fell in love. Yeah, that's like an old friend to me. The first time I tried Talisker 10-year-old was back in the 80s, and I didn't like it. But I wasn't really initiated to peat yet, but it became a good old friend after I tried things like Lafroig and Ardbeg. Bought a second bottle, now keeping it in my collection. Found it at one of the local grocery liquor stores for around $45 after tax. Yep, it's good stuff. Diesel, for people who are so interesting in the environment that they want to cover it with a thin layer of soot. Well, who knows? Maybe they will have electric motorhomes by the time I want to buy one. I'm talking about economy because I'm not going to be rich when I retire. Kansas laughing out loud. Evening, gents, says John Belushi. Evening, John. Oh, we've been going on for an hour and 7.5 minutes already. I don't know if I'm going to go much longer. I'm kind of tired. When you come down with a cold, you just don't have the same consistency that you would have otherwise. This channel might easily blow up and you'll be rolling in that YouTube cash. I don't know. The only time that this paid anything to be when my Lafroig video went viral, the month after that went viral, I made a substantial amount of cash. But that was for 1 month and 1 month only. The rest of the time, it's not really a lot, especially now when whiskey themed videos and channels are, they sort of, they're paying us less than they do other topics because things like whiskey and alcohol and tobacco and these topics are frowned upon and they're not popular, not with corporate Google anyway. So, and you just have to break up with more women. Yeah, I suppose so. Thought you were dead. Just kidding. Haven't seen you in a while, says Martin to John Belushi. Oh, goodness. Goodness. What to drink next after this? 47% Elijah Craig. Well, I will have to find something. Graham Young says, you keep doing you, Andy. That's what we watch, buddy. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And John says, hey, Quig, and hope you're all well. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I got time for one more dram. But before I have that other dram, I'm going to have to take a piss. keeping myself hydrated so that I don't have a hangover and don't feel sick. No. Okay. The thing is that I don't have that many bottles open right now, so it's hard to choose which one to pour. This is a single cask Old Pulteney. It's bottled at 50.2%, which is higher than 47, which is good. And this was from the BC Spirits release, Premium Spirits release in 2018. There were only 229 bottles of this ever produced. No, 281. We'll be right back after I take that piss. I promised myself. Another glass of water. Okay, I'm back for another dram. Now let's see. Uh-oh. You guys are commenting now like you're commenting a lot. All 20 of you. Okay. Sherry bomb? I don't have any sherry bombs open right now. Quig pulled a quig, yes. Jesse says, just bought a bottle of Glenmorangie peated malt last night. Tried it once before and yet again was not disappointed. Surprisingly nice budget NAS single malt with a nice soft smoky twist. Only trouble is Glenmorangie is very rare around here. It's hard to find. I think I was able to score one bottle of Glenmorangie the whole time in the last 5 years. But yeah, the one I had was it was a port finish Glenmorangie. I think it was the NAS, and I believe it was 40% alcohol by volume, which I would have liked a little more, but okay. Oh, wow. Never seen a single cask from them. That'll be great, I bet. Oh, wow. Who was I talking about? Oh, Pulteney. Yeah. This one. It's nice. It's quite fruity. Well, I'll give you what I can right now. There's a honey note, very strong honey note, fruity. What are the fruits? Indistinct pears and apples kind of thing. Uh, uh, there's also some vanilla. I got a bit of chocolate on the nose too. But this is with a defective sniffer, don't forget. Yeah. Vanilla, a bit of caramel. Like I said, some chocolate. It's like my favorite chocolate, which is the one from Switzerland, the not Tobler, but Lindt. It's like Lindt chocolate, Lindt milk chocolate. But this is my defective nose at the moment, so I did this. I did this video of this whiskey already, but it. Mm, ooh. Okay, there's the brine. The brine is on the palate. It's on the tongue. Briny, fruity on the sides, and briny on the tongue. Yeah, double quig. Anyone had Oban Little Bay? Yeah. John, Oban Little Bay, at least in my experience, took several months to open up. I think it was 7 or 8 months. But then, after it opened up, it was about half a bottle down. When Little Bay opened up, it was spectacular. But before it opened up, it was meh. It was nothing special. But if you have the patience to wait several months for it to open up, Little Bay will reward you. CJ Crabtree loves my channel. Thank you very much. And John Belushi says Costco, $30. Not around here. No, around here, Costco doesn't sell alcohol. Well, for $30, you can't go wrong. No, absolutely not. Single cask Old Pulteney must be something special. It's very nice, Graham. Very nice. Wouldn't want to pay much more for it, though. And we're talking about the Little Bay. Little Bay has to open up. Talisker Storm for $30. Now, see these things that you're quoting $30 here, we're talking $70 or $80, right? Plus tax. Talisker Storm is nice. Just tried the 10 like a week or two ago, and it was great. Had to take a quig. Yes, I did. Ace has a single cask Old Pulteney right now. Okay. But it's probably not the same one that I have. It's a different cask. Mm. Jesse says he's tried Little Bay and currently has a bottle in his Scotch library. Martin Calmer was disappointed with the Storm. Oh, okay. Yes, I finally made it, says Catnap. What did I miss? Well, you missed me opening the some samples by that were sent to me by the whiskey friend in England. What I'm sipping on now is my Old Pulteney single cask from the 2018 BC Liquor Store Premium Spirits release. Glendalough 7, not bad. Little Bay's a nice bottle I've gone through too, says Jason. But it took some time to open up, right? I'm guessing it did. Loyal says, can confirm Little Bay takes a good while to open up. Yep, it did for me anyway. And then when it does, oh, it's fabulous. but before that, it's really closed in. Catnap found Little Bay to be like a weak green label. Still good, but I never went back to it to let it open up. But imagine it's great when it does, as you've explained many times. But Open 14 is special. Yeah, I tasted an Open 14 just recently before my nose and throat got all congested. And but that was just a neck pour, so I'm gonna get back to it eventually. I even have it on my list here of things to get back to, so I will eventually. Uh, it's like 2 a.m. Well, it depends where you are. And AN44X right here, it's 6:20 p.m. So you must be in Europe somewhere or the UK, being 8 hours ahead of me. Anyone try Pulteney Huddart? I believe I have one. Or do I? No, I don't have one. I have a Glendronach Heelan. I haven't got the old Pulteney Huddart yet, but I will get it eventually. Storm for 30 is pretty good too. Okay. Hard to hate on any $30 Scotch. There is no such thing around here. Scotches start at about $45, and we're talking McClellans and stuff like that around here. But our dollars are smaller, so maybe that's got a part of it. Okay. Love the new purchases you made. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna really enjoy trying them when I get around to them. John Belushi prefers bourbon. That's okay. Jason Coates says, Little Bay does change as the bottle goes down. Yeah, I happen to like it in both stages. Well, that's good. It didn't do much for me at first, but when it got down past half a bottle after 8 months, because it wasn't such a great thing, it took me a while to, to drink it. But then when it got after that half bottle, after that 8 months, it disappeared fast because it got so good. Okay. Jesse says, hey, Quig, how did you like the Glenfiddich Fire and Cane? I just noticed you did a vid on it, but haven't watched it yet. I've been through like 3 bottles and love it. Oh, well. I was not too keen on it. It didn't do it for me. But it's possible that it will change as it goes along. I just got some indistinct fruits and barrel char, but that's from a neck pour, remember. So I haven't had the full experience of the full bottle yet. So, you might be disappointed by my video about it, but I didn't find it to be to my liking yet. Like I said, it may change. And just poured the remaining bit of Fire and Cane into my Infinity bottle yesterday. Oh, cool. You can't go wrong with Talisker 10, says Catnap. Well, yeah, unless you don't like peat. Here in New York State, we have antiquated liquor laws and only can buy from licensed liquor store. Yeah, I understand. We have the same thing here. And liking bourbon more than Scotch just means you're not very sophisticated, says D.H. Silv. Of course, I'm fully joking. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you added that caveat at the end there. That's good. Catnap says, I wonder if anyone knows the difference between the new Old Pulteney 12 and the old Pulteney 12. The new one has an extra 50 mils in it. Well, the 50 mils is the one that's probably earmarked for the North American market. And the 700 mils is the one that's earmarked for the UK market. John Belushi is asking D.H. Silva, aren't you in the bluegrass? Okay. Louisville. Ah, Swami says, sup, Quig. Yeah, I haven't had supper yet either. I'm going to. And John DH Sills from Lexington. Okay. In the US, the new 12 is only 40% versus the old one at 43. Oh well, that's something to complain about too. You take those 3% away from a 43 and it just flattens it out. Jesse says, no disappointment here, just fascinating to hear what your palate reports. Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I just, like I said, I just got a lot of indistinct fruits and some barrel char, and it's like, okay, it may get better as it goes along, and very often whiskeys do that. But I've been disappointed with most Glenfiddich since they had that 15-year-old Glenfiddich bottled at 51%. It was called the Distillery Edition. And that stuff was phenomenal, and I haven't tasted anything that came close from Glenfiddich since. So that's just my own take on it. And Martin went through a phase about 2-3 years ago when thought bourbon was the nuts. Then that passed. Oh, there are some great bourbons out there, but most of them don't measure up to Elijah Craig Barrel Proof or George T. Stagg Jr. Most of them don't come close. If it's up to me, for American rye, I'd go for Pikesville every time. Pikesville, that's the one. And I'm becoming kind of when it comes to American rye, I'm becoming kind of one of those guys who reaches for the same bottle over and over again. But there's a reason for that. It's that good. And for bourbon, if you've had Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and you've had George T. Stagg Jr., would you want to pay more for something a little better or pay the same or less for something that's nowhere near as good? So yeah, for bourbon, I'm getting there. I have some bourbons that I'm going to try in the near future, but give me a George T. Stagg Jr. or a ECBP, and if you use those as your benchmark, you won't like other bourbons so much. It's the same thing with Lot 40 Canadian rye whiskey. Lot 40 is not an expensive bottle. It's available most places. Liquor is sold, at least in Canada, and I hear that it's being sold a lot of places in the United States as well. Lot 40 is good whiskey, but after having had the Lot 40 cask strength 12-year-old, which was released in 2017, after that bottle, I couldn't go back to the regular Lot 40 because it was nowhere near as good. And I have a bottle of the 11-year-old, which was released in 2018, and I have about that much left. And even though I've shared a few samples, I've sent a few samples to people, and I have drank some of it, it's not as good as the 12, and that's what people were saying already. And now I have a non-age statement that was released in 2019, but we'll get to that eventually. Okay. Swami says, going to go live at 10:30 probably. So 10:30 for you would be 7:30 for me. Yeah, I'll be gone by that time. I might tune into yours, but this particular live will probably be gone. John Belushi misses Lexington, Kentucky. Ronan Grayson. Hi, Food Quig. Don't usually drink whiskey, but I bought some Pike Creek Canadian whiskey tonight. Have you ever tried it? It's about $34. I've tried several Pike Creeks. The one that I have going right now was from last year's premium spirits release. This one here. Okay. This is the Pike Creek finished in European oak casks. There was another one Last year, I forget what it was finished in, but it was really good. This is from last year, actually. The one from the year before was also really good. I think, yeah, European oak cask. I forget what last year's was finished in. That's terrible. But the main one, the main the core range Pike Creek is finished in rum casks. There was an earlier Pike Creek than the one finished in rum casks that was finished in port uh, port casks, and that's the one I've never had a chance to try. I've never seen it on the shelf. I came around long after that stuff was sold out. But apparently, there are still some places in the United States where you can get the original Pike Creek that was finished in port casks. I would love to taste that. I would love for somebody to send me a sample. But this is the European oak one from last year, and this year's is what is this year's finished in? I forget. I'll have to check again, but it was the premium spirits release. Where's my premium spirits release guide? Oh, here we are. Here we are. It's in here. Pike Creek. I know I bought one, but I don't want to pull the bottle out from under the bar. Lowland Scotch, Bruichladdich, Bowmore, Kilchoman, Orkney Island. Where's the Canadian whiskey? Irish, French. Is Canadian at the beginning? No. Canadian is further down. American whiskey. Is Canadian at the end? Ah, Canadian whiskey. Here we go. I will tell you what it is finished in a moment here. Pike Creek. 21-year-old Oloroso cask finish. I have a bottle of that. I haven't tried it yet. Oh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. Uh-oh. You guys have been commenting like crazy. Any plans that, okay. John Belushi makes two of us, but better work here. Thinking tequila for beginners. Oh, that's a topic I can't discuss at all, laughing out loud. Tequila for beginners. Oh my goodness. Go to Mexico, get some reposado, drink it, fall asleep. Okay. Catnap says, "Oh, Craig, forgot if I told you I finally got the Distiller's Edition Lagavulin." Oh, nice. Okay. Got the 2018, had a choice between 2018 and 17. I hope I made the right choice. Either way, I'm sure it's special. They're probably very close to each other. You can join me, DH. Bilber, always welcome. Okay, says Malton in Montreal. Catnap says, I steer clear of Glenfiddich and Glenlivet, but I can get the Glenfiddich 15. Is that the one you recommend? Not particularly. Only the distillery edition that was bottled at 51% alcohol by volume. Oh, no, wait. No, I was talking, that was a great Glenfiddich. But other ones, meh. Martin Calmer has to try rye. Yes, try the rye. Agreed on the Pikesville, says Swami. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you're going to go American rye, nothing beats that one that I've ever tried. Very glad that Stag Junior and ECBP are not close to my best bourbons. Oh, okay. You probably have a much better bourbon selection than I do, because sadly they do cost a lot to get better bourbons. Okay, I'm sure that they exist, but I've never tried them. Better ones, that is. What's available here is it's very limited. Catnap says, I was considering picking up the Tika from the barrel, or Nika from the barrel, but only 500 mils for $80. No age statement. Couldn't take the risk. It's okay, but yeah, it is expensive for what you got. And Swami's bourbon of choice isn't a bourbon; it's JD barrel proof and bottled in bond. Yeah, I don't know. JD doesn't spin my windmill. I'm sorry, but everyone's entitled to their opinion, and we're all different. So there you go. And it's not a bourbon, says DH Silv. Of course not. Peter White says to Malted in Montreal, they are still bourbon, Swami. Okay. A bourbon by any other name. Swami will never be a rye guy. I think people are idiots who buy 100 plus rye. Oh, okay. Swami just has to call us idiots. Well, you're entitled to your opinion, but we don't have to agree with you. How's that? See you at 10:30, Swami, or 7:30 by my time. That's about an hour from now. Okay. This 8-year char level 5 Parker's Heritage I have is downright awesome. I've never seen that here, never heard of it. I don't get the fascination with rye. It's just so basic. Well, Peter White says, to each his own, Swami. Exactly. I agree. To each his own. I have more rye than just about anything, and a lot of it is 100% rye. Yes. I have the new Alberta Premium 20-year-old and the other Alberta Premium Cast Strength, which I will be trying eventually. I'm looking forward to those, but there are other whiskeys I got to do before. But when I do get to them, I will get there. Maybe drink better rye, says Peter White. There you go. Like Ralphie says, it's a change, and that's as good as the rest. Okay. DH Silv says ryes are overpriced. Depends. Been trying to get into it for 3 years, and it just doesn't do it for me. Scotch and rum will always take my money. Okay. That's fair enough, Swami. Rum, I don't like rum. I like Scotch, I like Irish, I like Canadian, rye, yes. Bourbon, a little less for the most part, except for the really great ones that I've tried. And Swami's drank at least 50 ryes. The cheap story tastes almost identical to the so-called good stuff. Well, then drink bullet rye and be done with it. Bullet rye is good. It's not expensive. Tastes great. It's MGP, but who cares? MGP makes a good product. Peter White says, well, my rum and Scotch collection is nothing to sneeze at either. Okay. Okay. Then you drank 60 shitty ryes, says Peter White. Who sneezes at anything? Yes, Boss Hog is shitty. Boss Hog is crap. I've never tried Boss Hog. Not even a top 5 rye I had this year. Peter White says, so Boss Hog tastes like every other rye in your opinion? Lot 40 cast strength is great, but it's not mind-blowing. It's just better than cheap shit. Oh, wow. Never understood the whole whistle pig thing, says Martin Calmer. Yeah, it's just overpriced. Yeah, I never tried whistle pig either, but I can get, Alberta Premium. And now we've got a 20-year-old and a cast strength, even though there are limited quantities. That's probably better than Whistle Pig anyway. Okay. Pikesville, good because it's pretty much bourbon, laughing out loud. Well, it's still rye, but not 100% rye. Anyone have any experience with the Aaron? I've had a few Aarons. I've had the Bothy, I've had Macri Moore, I've had 14-year-old, I've had 10-year-old. Aaron's okay. Especially the Bothy, that was beautiful cast strength whiskey. Peter White says to Malton in Montreal, your favorite rye from what I remember is Few Rye. So there is that. Loch Gorm is sensational. Yes, it is. Few was like Christmas in a glass. A very young Christmas. Laughing out loud. Quig, have you ever had an older Glen Grant than the excellent 12? Or that's the 12, just the 12? So far, the 12. Yeah, I haven't seen any older Glen Grants. Or if I did see them, I didn't have the money. Glen Grant 12 is wonderful. I will try others eventually as I go along, but the whiskey journey is a long one and takes a while. So many whiskeys, so little time, so little money. Jason Coates likes it all, but Scotch is king. Okay. So far, rye is one of my favorites, says Whiskey Bent. And open a McKenna with the GF tonight. Oh, good. I meant $100 plus rye, Quig. Okay. Quig, you love rye because you don't like wine finishes. I don't like most rye finishes, but wine finishes, but I like some. Like Redbreast 12, for example. That's great. Or Green Spot, Chateau Leoville Barton. Marvelous wine finish. But give me a Telebardina, it's like, eh. Okay. Sometimes $100 is hard to justify. Yeah, that's true. I like it all, but Scotch is king, says Jason Coates. You haven't tried some really great Canadian whiskey then, have you? I'd actually be interested in a rum cask finish rye. Okay. Catnap doesn't like rum either. Don't hate, but don't like it. I'd rather have rye any day of the week and twice on Sundays. Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat there. 20-year-old plus rum is pretty good. What's true there is that I have not tried any really great rum. Of the rum that I have tried, it was just the cheap bottom shelf shit, and so I probably don't know what really great rum is like. And DH Silv says, not that angels envy stuff. I've never tried that. Catnap says Glendalough 13 is amazing. It's like a fruitier Clynelish 14. I don't know. The only Glendalough 13 that I've tried is the one with the Mizunara cask, and I have a full bottle of that, but I haven't tried the regular Glendalough 13, so I will have to do that someday. Scotch is king unless you are the guy on its bourbon night. I mean like a Foregate type rum, not those crappy candy rums. Okay. Old Brigand. Man, I love Aaron, says Jason Coates. There must be some craft guys in the U.S. with rum finish. Or are you talking about craft ryes? Okay, maybe that's what you're saying. Malted says, you're a man that enjoys the natural essence of whiskey, which is fine. I personally enjoy complexity and a hard to describe drink. I find rye just boring. Not bad, just flat. That's okay. We each have our own preferences and palates. Um, yes, if I can taste the what do you call the distillery character rather than having it covered up with wine or or sherry finish, yeah, for sure. And DH So says to Peter White, we're seeing some good finished bourbons lately, not seeing much rye yet. Have some Foursquare cast strength in the storage. Aaron CS is a must buy, says Whiskey Bent. Yes, if we're talking about something like the Bothy, absolutely. Can you get Aaron 12 CS? It's long discontinued. No, I can't get it. I have it, says Whiskey Bent. Catnap says, Quig, I really want to thank you for all these videos. From the bottom of my heart, it has helped me immensely. And I love having a friend like you to talk about whiskey through my journey. For like a year, says Whiskey Bent. Okay, he's had it for a year. Thank you, Catnap. I've tried to find one, but haven't been able to, says Jason. Okay. Catnap. On the topic of Redbreast 12, does anyone know how it compares to the 15, or am I better off with the 12 cast strength? I don't know. I haven't tried the 15. Somebody else answer that one. Can't get it anymore, says Whiskey Bent. Okay, so we're talking about the Aaron cast strength. Okay. Jason Coates has a sample, and it's amazing, he says. Okay. Lots of finished ryes your way would be all over some of the Sagamores. Oh, okay. Passion fruit, says Jason Coates. Peter White, do you have a port finished or is it good? Port finished on, it's good, a bit young. Okay. There's great cheap rums. Rod J Beer Ventures. Cheers, Food Quake. Cheers, Rod J. And Hey Rod says Swami. Cheers, Swami. Not to be coveted, a good master blender or distiller knows how to add depth and character with covering. I suppose so, but there are others who don't do such a great job of it. That's why I said there are some that are wonderful. Others, not so much. Peter White says, have a bottle of the MWNDs, one of three, and blew through two pretty quick. Have a Rendezvous Rye Barrel Select, finished in Hungarian cask. Amazing stuff. Rather enjoy the Baja rums, seal, etc. Cast strength over age, says Whiskey Bent. I don't know. There's something to be said of both cast strength and age. I like my whiskey ideally bottled between about 46 and 52% ABV. If it's more than 52%, then I got to play around with water and stuff. And some whiskeys don't take water very well, so you got to take smaller sips. Anyone try the Feeling Irish whiskey? Do you mean Teeling? Yeah, Teeling. Just a rum cask, says Whiskey Bent. Me too. Just a rum cask. Cheers at Donner Pass Whiskey. Didn't see you here, says Rod J. John Belushi says, Teeling cask strength is wonderful. Peter White, I have MWND, the newest release, too sweet, not complex. MWND. I don't know what that is. Jay Chung says to Peter White, I really like the MWND, one of the few ryes I've ever thoroughly enjoyed. At sherry cask finish rums, found them disgusting, says Swami. Whiskey Bent says, Catnap, G-Butt. Oh, 3 bottles overall. Calvados casks. Haven't tried this new release yet. If I look at the top 3 container on the in progress tower on your wall, then I can figure out what your last few whiskey videos will be. Maybe. It's a tasty and easy drinker, Jay. Rums tend to do well in cognac and Armagnac finishes. Okay. But it's all just that sweet note with some spice, says D.H. Silv. Peter White. Mine were all scene 5 and pretty good. Hungarian cask, rendezvous cask strength were better. Never seen a finished rendezvous, says D.H. Silv. And Catnap G says to Whiskey Bent, 3 bottles of what? Fucking hate my autocorrect. I hate autocorrect too there, Swami. Whiskey Bent, Teeling rum cask. Yeah, okay. I know the one. I've had it. I think I had it like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was okay, but I haven't really been, I haven't bought another Teeling since. It's just, there's so many other things to try. Like the balance of the sweet and spice in prior releases. Too sweet doesn't sound too promising, especially for a spicy-ish bottle, says Jay Chung. Donner Pass says, Amen, Swami. What do you think of the standard Teeling? He's asking Whiskey Bent. That's Catnap there. Peter White says to Malted, I agree on that. I have the Dos Maderos 5+5 Sherry Terrible. I tried the 4 square premise, though, and that is not bad. Just seems dull. No real oak. No real aged spirit notes. It's just too sweet for me, says D.H. Silv. Okay. Whiskey Bent says to Catnap G, haven't tried it, but I will buy the single malt at some point. Wish I can be recommended the best Irish whiskey. It's always either Green Spot, Redbreast, or Glendalough. Might there be anything else, preferably single malt? Have you tried the Yellow Spot? There's also a Red Spot that I haven't tried yet and haven't found yet. But yeah, there's other things. There's Powers. There's Middleton. There's a bunch. Especially now that Irish whiskey is expanding like crazy. You know, every time you turn around, there's a new Irish whiskey. Malted says, Peter, would you be able to send me a few 4 square samples? Still got all half one from 2017, unopened one from last year. I'll pass on this year, says Jay. I pay the shipping, says Swami. How do we summon Donald? Checking out Night All, says Captain 3D. Good night. Good night, Phil. Say hi to Deepa for me. Thinking the same thing. I can't get 4 square in Quebec or Alberta. I wouldn't know if I can get it here. I have an unopened Teeling 21-year silver reserve that I'm looking forward to, says Peter White. Jay says, later, Phil, and at Captain 3D. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Catnap says to Foodquig, that's me. Yep, I did try the Yellow Spot. I was very unimpressed with it. The grain note really comes through. It's good, but not for the price. Okay, fair enough. It sold out in a few days, Peter White says to Malton in Montreal. Whiskey Bent says, Peter White, bastard, 21-year-old. I love Teeling. It's the Springbank of Irish. Yeah, you see, I'm not that keen on Springbank. It's okay, but it doesn't really wow me. Yeah. Try Irishman small batch. I may have. How about West Cork single malt Irish? That was going to be my next whiskey. I have it right there, the West Cork. That was going to be the next whiskey I'm going to taste, but my nose and my palate are off because I have a cold. So that's why I'm not doing it. That's why I didn't do it this week. I was going to do it last night, but no. Cooley Distillery Juice Turcano 16 is amazing if you can find one. I think I have one, but I haven't opened it yet. Again, Quig, you and I never agree on whiskey, but we're still friends. Isn't it weird? Yeah. Well, it is what it is, you know. We have completely different palates. That's just the truth. That's the way it is. And besides having completely different palates, we have completely different preferences, which is fine. Which is fine. That means that there's more of the stuff that you like for you, and there's more of the stuff that I like for me, and we're both happy. Yeah. Whiskey Bent says, Peter White, damn, sold out, but it's $100. But Quig and Swami and I all have the same hairstyle. Okay. Peter White agreed. I love Turcano. Really got me interested in exploring more Irish. There you go. Well, it's been almost 2 hours, and Swami's going to be going on soon-ish. So I don't want to deprive anyone the pleasure of joining Swami. But you are melted in Montreal. May not agree on whiskey, but yet you both can agree that you love whiskey. Yeah, we can do that, sure. Damn autocorrect. Yeah, well, damn the autocorrect. I concur with you on the autocorrect. I am finished my second dram. And a damn good one it was. Oh, it gets better and better as you go down to the bottom of the dram. It was the Old Pulteney single cask, BC liquor store exclusive. And, you know, we still got 20 people watching, but I am getting tired because I have a cold and I want to just relax tonight and go to sleep. Well, I'll probably join you there, Swami. And we both think the vault sucks donkey cornholes. I don't know about the vault anymore. I saw those two clowns on the screen a few times, and I'm going, do I want to watch that? What is this? What? I think the vault, okay. And Catnap G says that the vault sucks worse than Donkey Ass, so does that mean we disagree? I watched some of their videos back some time ago, and I haven't watched anything since, except for some things that some guys posted recently from their visit to Texas and the whiskey vault. Good night, Quig. Time for WOT for me. Yeah, I understand. It's a lot later where you are than I am. It's like 10 o'clock almost. And yeah, Whiskey Vault is nothing. I started watching them and I unsubscribed right away because it's just a lot of horsing around and nothing really substantial to talk about the whiskey. And I saw some videos made by other people of their time in Texas and all the hijinks and a lot of noise and woohoo going on and all that. It's not for me. It's like watching a timeshare convention. You keep waiting for two dead sticks to eventually rub together enough to start a fire. Hasn't happened yet. Marketing only, correct. Well, I'm going to have to say good night, everyone. Oh, where did the H go? Here it is. I'm going to say good night, everyone. Have yourselves a good one. Hope to see you over at Swami's. in a little while. And yeah, it's been a nice little stream. Oh, there's no whiskey. Oh, there's about 3 drops left. Slanchava.